Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Satisfactory. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. So I'm trying to get some stuff figured out on how our, highway is going to be set out here. And we've got a crash site here and a crash site there. I'm kind of happy with that. So we need to go up here by the looks of it, but I want to see if there's anything around here for resources. Doesn't really look like it. So we're just going to go ahead and grab ladders and up we go. So there's a very strong possibility that there's going to be some badness up here. So let's be a little bit careful. Yeah. Apparently not high enough yet. Ah! What the? Okay. So this must be part of that wreck. Okay. Well, I mean, I can live with that. So let's go ahead and grab our ladder back down. And let's go see what we've got over here. So there is a bunch of stuff laying around. I find it hard to believe that there wouldn't be something protecting this. Ooh, frames. Modular frames. Always like me some modular frames. Is there somebody over here? No, there isn't. That's surprising. Well, there's somebody over there. Well, let's see. So it should be this one right here. 50 megawatts of power. All right. Well, that should be easy enough. So let's go ahead and grab a power line from over here. And it's too long to hook directly, so let's go ahead and hook that up. And grab ourselves a hard drive. There we go. Now, of course, we want to make sure that we pull that back down right away, because otherwise it will continue to drain power from our network. So, yeah, I was actually coming out here to see what other resource nodes we have out here. Looks like we've got a limestone, a copper, and I don't know, there might be some stuff over there. But yeah, I saw this and I thought it would be nice to go ahead and grab that. And I guess while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and grab a MAM and throw this in there real quick. So hard drive, we'll go ahead and start scanning that. Once that gets done, I will go ahead and bring you guys back in and we'll see what we get this time. So here's hoping we get something good. Now, I do have a little bit of stuff built over here, and I don't know, it's kind of interesting in appearance, but I don't know if it's really what I want to go with. So let's go ahead and run down here and we can see, well, for starters, I accidentally deconstructed the space elevator. Not that big of a deal. But we have over here, I've been kind of experimenting with how this could all look. And so I've got this platform up above, and what I'm thinking is the factory will be up above. The factories will be up above. And then I was working on some type of an unloading station. And I think this looks kind of cool, but at the same time I feel like it needs some color. But we have this little ramp that comes off of the side of the highway, comes up in here, and then we've got some road barriers kind of protecting, well, the walkway over here, and then the truck station itself. So, I don't know. It's interesting, but at the same time, it is a total pain in the butt to set all that up. A lot of clipping involved, and a lot of stuff that I just don't want to have to deal with on a large scale. But like I say, it looks kind of cool. But yeah, I need to get a little bit of the resource nodes out on this side mapped out, and that will greatly determine where our highway is going to be run. Of course, we need to get over to our coal nodes that are over there and our quartz nodes that are over there. Now, I don't really think there's much else over there. I haven't seen much else. So, I don't know. I'm going to get a whole bunch of these nodes mapped out. I'll be back when we've got some research to look at. Over on the edge of the world, and there is a crash down there. Oh, good Lord. This seems like a bad idea. What's going to be the way to get down there? Looks like we go down through here. I hope that we can get back out. I guess we've got concrete on us, so shouldn't be an issue. Man, that's still a long way down. So I would find it really hard to believe that there wouldn't be protection for this. But that is a good place to hide a crash site. So let's see, what do we got here? I don't even hear anyone over here. But there's also nothing on the ground around it. Well, let's hope that it doesn't take anything major to get this open. Fully operational. Hey! Well, there we go. Another hard drive. Oh, what's this? No, just a piece of it. So let's go ahead and pull out the MAM. Our first one is done, so let's see what we've got. So we've got bolted iron plates, pure iron ingot. Oh, iron wire is pretty good too, but the pure iron ingots. Granted, that takes a refinery. We're a long way off from that, but I can't pass that up. I mean, we pretty much have to take that. So pure iron ingots it is. Wow, this is actually not bad because we already have cast screws. So yeah, pure iron ingots. Very nice. So let's get another one going. I'm going to continue exploring here. So I have found a little bit of stuff, but yeah, we are clear over here on the edge of the map. And there's some more normal coal over here, some more iron, limestone, copper, a little bit of stuff over there. I didn't go up and mark our quartz, which I guess is right there. Should probably go mark that. But I'm going to continue up around through here, come back in the back side of the base, because I'm pretty sure there's some stuff up in here. But this is kind of a barren area. There is not much in the way of resource nodes up here. I guess it is what it is. Alright, well, who knows? Maybe we can find ourselves another crash site. But I suppose before I do leave this spot, we should just go ahead and ping and see if anything shows up. I doubt it's going to. Oh, yeah, there is some iron up here. So, yeah, we'll want to head up there and take a look at that iron. So, let's see. There were some others there. They're the ones that we've already marked. Okay, how about copper? Anything? Oh, yeah, there's a copper up there too. Alright, well, looks like I need to head off in that direction. I doubt there's going to be anything else around here. Alright, see you guys in a bit. Well, this looks interesting. You can hear there's spitters around. We've got a copper, a couple of iron, and a limestone. This would actually be an interesting spot to start. So, what do we got down here in the bottom? It's just this little lake. Ooh. Man, this is an interesting spot. That's all I can say. Ugh. Kind of freaky. So, yeah, that's pulled up the map there. So, I suppose I can just ping these and mark them. But definitely an interesting spot. I will say that. Well, I think this is definitely meant to be something, but there's a rock in the way. saw the same type of thing down at the bottom of that, this over here. So I think that was meant to be a cave that connected between them. Apparently that got removed, but I did find 3 coal nodes out here too. So yeah, I really think this is meant to be a spot that you could start. That's a scary proposition if you ask me. But the ma'am is done with our next hard drive, so let's see what we've got this time. So we've got iron wire, which was in the last one, the bolted frames, and then we have the biocoal. Now biocoal, no, not even going to bother with that one. That's kind of pointless. Bolted frames. So what's our normal recipe for frames? Normal recipe is 3 plus rods to get to. So really that's not a terrible improvement. I hate having to have screws involved in that. Feel like we could do much better on those. Iron wire, I think we could definitely utilize that at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and take the iron wire this time. Alright, well, I guess continuing on, try to get back to the base. Well, I have spotted a node down here that doesn't come in on my scanner. So I'm really curious as to what it is. Now, it is a rather difficult task to get down here, and I'm hoping it's not too difficult to get back up. So, let's see if we can figure out what this is. Now, we are going to need explosives to unlock this. Caterium, pure. Nice. Okay, well, that would explain why it didn't come in on my scanner. Well, we'll be sure to get that. That's actually the first caterium that we have found. So we'll go ahead and get this. And, yeah, that is nice. A little bit down from the caterium, and it looks like we found a little bit of a cave here. I don't know if this is supposed to be something we're supposed to be able to go to or not. Looks like we're kind of under the world here. Yeah, I would say so. Thankfully, we can't move past that point, but that's kind of a bug. Alright, well, let's hope that we can get back out of here. Yep, okay, that's good. Now, also, a little bit over here, this looks like it was meant to be a cave as well. So, yeah, kind of interesting. It's nice to explore the little bits and see where, you know, especially with this being the edge of the world. Lots of little spots like that that you could potentially get stuck in and things like that. Well, I guess it's time to head back up. So, what I have decided to do for now is we are just going to have the tractors running over the dunes, as much as that kind of sucks. But, so I have come out here to the closest of our pure iron nodes, and I've set this truck state, whatever, docking station up here. And, yeah, we'll have this thing set to load up. So we're set to load, but we're going to load iron from here. So I've already got one of the Mark 1 miners on this node. Now, a little bit off to the side here, not terribly far, we actually have 2 more pure nodes, but we're only going to be able to bring in one of those. So I think we're actually going to bring in this one because it's kind of out on its own. These 2 are close enough together that we could potentially have them come together. But so for that reason, I have gathered up a bunch of the reinforced plates because, yeah, we're going to have to run a Mark II conveyor back to this. So let's go ahead and grab some power. And yeah, we're just going to have some conveyor belts out here in the desert for the moment. And these are going to be running back to the station that I built. Now, I kind of feel more like what I built there would work better as a factory interior rather than the station. So for now, I'm going to leave it the way that it is, but I have a feeling that we're going to be changing that in the future. So we're going to go ahead and set this here, point it back that direction, hook it up. And also I did get the remaining coal generators up and running. Had to add another water pump for that, but we now have 600 production out of our coal generators. And so we are using an entire Mark 1 miner off of a pure coal node on that. But so, yeah, I just got to run these belts back to the truck station. And from there, we will have, well, 240 iron a minute that we can haul away with the tractor. So I am going to try to get some stuff set up there. And my plan is, we've got the elevated platform above the truck station down there. And so what we will do is we'll start setting up some of our more permanent iron related things there. So I guess I will get a bunch of stuff built. Well, with a full 240 iron ore coming into this truck station, figured we'd set up 8 smelters up here. So that is double what we've got over in our original setup. And so, yeah, the first 4 are already completely full, and I have put a logistics floor underneath. So the two lines of 120 come up here and are split. One goes this way, one goes that way. This is set up in such a way that once we get better belts, we can handle running everything in one end, and it'll just run all the way to the other end. Of course, that'll be a little ways off. And then the same thing here on the smelters. They are coming down and then going into these belts. Now they are split again in the middle, and so we are going to have the first 4, so 120 ingots a minute coming out of this and 120 ingots a minute coming out of that, which of course is the maximum capacity of our Mark II belts. And so now we get to figure out what we're going to do with this stuff. So I think the first thing that I want to do is get a much more efficient setup for our, the rotors, reinforced plates, and then I kind of want to get a little bit set up for the, the frames, the modular frames, and we'll see what we can get from there. But so I need to do a little bit of figuring here, but I think for now I'm just going to set the constructors and assemblers over here, and we will just expand this platform as needed. Now we've got a fair amount of power available at the moment, so we are currently at 422 on our maximum consumption. But the big thing is if we can get all of this set up here, a big portion of what we've got going on down here can be removed, especially the sinks. And so that is going to save us a huge amount of power. So I want to get as much of that stuff out of here as I can. Now, of course, we do have the cast screws, the cast iron screws, which will make it much more efficient at making screws for making our plates and rotors and all of that. So, yeah, I suppose got to start setting these up. Of course, the reinforced plates are going to be probably the most important thing, because we are going to be using a lot of Mark II conveyor belts in here and lifts and things like that. So I'm probably going to get that set up first, and I'm going to leave a little bit of a walkway between our factories, try to keep things as clean as I can with the just lifts going up and down out of the various factories, so that we can walk through and easily access the various machines, so that we can set recipes and things like that. And then all of our mess, well, I'm going to try to keep it from being a mess, but all of our mess is going to be contained down here in the logistics floor. So yeah, this is going to be kind of interesting to try to get worked out what all we need to do. I'm going to be trying to pack things in literally as tight as I possibly can. So here's hoping that we can make it work good. So currently we have 4 constructors making iron plates, 4 constructors making cast iron screws, and 2 assemblers making reinforced plates. Now that does give me a little bit of surplus on some of this stuff. So we're only using half of the iron plates that we are producing, and we are using, well, we're making 200 screws a minute, and we are only using 120. So we have some surplus of items at the moment. So I think the next thing is then to get into the rotors. Now, in order to do rotors, we need 100 screws a minute. And I know rotors are a problem with our setup down below. So if we look at the parts list here, the rotors, they take 25 screws each, and we can produce 4 per minute, but we don't need a whole lot of rods. Now, the rods, if we look at these, we can get 15 per minute out of those. So that means one constructor cannot quite keep up. So we have to make 2, and then we're going to have 10 extra rods per minute. It kind of is what it is at the moment, but I think we still have enough iron coming in. So I think I'm going to get that set up next. We'll see. I'm also thinking I'm going to have to set up at least one more constructor for screws. I might have to set up 2. I don't know. I'll give it some thought. The numbers just don't work out real good. Well, I do have to say that seeing all 8 of my smelters going full blast is a good feeling. So I did set up 2 more assemblers. This one over here is doing rotors, and the one in between is doing modular frames. So we're taking the surplus rods that we're not using in the rotors, sending them over here, and then we're sending some of our reinforced plates from these 2 into that one as well. And so we now have automation of reinforced plates, modular frames, and rotors. So with that, I think that it might be time to see what we've got for our stuff in the hub. So I'm just going to jump off of here. I'm going to take a little bit of damage, but not terribly concerned. One thing of damage. So let's see what we've got here. So I think basic steel production. This is where we want to go next. So we need more rotors still. So also the foundry. No, it's the refinery that we need for the for the pure iron ingots. But we can steal these rotors out of here. I have turned off the sinking of the smart plates, and we've got a fair amount of them, and that's because, well, for the space elevator, we need 500 of those. But let's go ahead and get in here and get this sent off. So basic steel production. So we have our modular frames, we have our rotors, our concrete, and our wire, and there we go. Basic steel production. Now, the nice part about that, I'll be quiet, Ada. The nice thing about that is the fact that we have coal being brought into the backside of our truck station, so we can just take a little bit of that off to make steel. Now, the problem is that we are using every bit of the iron that is coming into that station, but we do have an impure node, I think, on the back side of here, so we could steal that iron as well. I think this is impure. Yes, so that is impure, and then at the same time we could grab that impure node, that one right there. That one's copper. So we could grab these 2 impure nodes, and that would be enough to at least get some steel up and running. So I guess back up to the factory floor, see what we can get figured out here. Well, it may not be pretty, but we are making steel. So one thing that is going to be a big problem for us is the fact that this requires 45 iron ore per minute, and I've currently only got the one miner here. Ooh, that was painful. But I've only got the one miner here, and it's only producing 30. So I think there's another little thing that we need to do here. We need to deal with that Z fighting, and it's going to involve tearing everything down. We're going to be tearing pretty much everything down here, so That's why I'm not overly concerned. This is just to get things going. We need steel. But we have tons of slugs that we have picked up from around the map as we've been exploring. And so we need to come in here to the power slugs. And yes, for one slug, we can make power shards. So that is going to give us the ability to overclock our stuff. So for this, all that we need is one power shard. But first, nope, can't do that. So let's go ahead and make a few power shards now. And like I say, this will give us the ability to overclock our miners, and we can get a lot more output out of them. Now, thankfully, the power consumption for overclocking has been improved, so it's not near as bad as it used to be, but we need to get our overclocking. And there we go. Now, as far as this, okay, so we just need some stuff that we have in our inventory, and that's going to allow us to turn the yellow slugs into power shards as well. Now, we haven't gotten any purple slugs yet, and we just need some screws for that, so we're not going to worry about that. But at this point, we can go put a power shard in this miner and overclock it up to put out 45 instead of 30. So you can see right now this Mark II belt, it is not really doing much. So we're going to put in one here, and one thing that I think is kind of neat is we can actually manually type in what we want here. So we want 45 parts per minute to be created, and that happens to be an entire 150%. We can also say that we want a specific percent, so we could say 123%. So we really have some control of what happens with the overclocking. We can also manually slide it up and down. But so yes, very nice to be able to do that. But that will give us the 45 that is needed, and I think for the moment we might bump this up a bit more. I'm going to push this up to 60 just to get some extra some extra ore into that I can't even think of what that thing is called. The foundry. So we're going to try to get some extra ore here, and why? Oh, we're already full. Okay, that's nice. So we already have our first stack of steel. Oh, that is nice. All right, well, I suppose go and reset this back down to 45. Let's go see what else we've got available. So just simply by pulling one of those out, we'll take it down to 45. So we should have at least a little bit more stuff that we can do as far as things in the hub. So let's see what we've got. I know one of them is improved combat, and that's going to give us the Xeno Basher. That is a really nice one. So let's see what we've got here. The improved combat, yeah, that's going to give us the Xeno Basher. We need to grab a little bit more wire for that. Let's see, we have not even looked at Tier 4 yet. And so advanced steel production, this one's going to be really important because we need the encased industrial beams. We need the miner Mark II. Yeah, there's a bunch of this stuff that we definitely need. The blueprints, I really want to get into this, but we need to get our advanced steel for that. So I think for now we'll just go ahead and do this one. So we have everything with the exception of the wire at the moment. So let's go grab a little bit more wire. And this is just going to be an improved version of our Xeno Zapper. Really happy. Can I please just have some of those? Thank you. But it's an improved version of our Xeno Zapper. It's got more range and more attack strength. So really happy to be getting this. So again, Ada, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, just be quiet. So to make this thing, we do need to make another Xeno Zapper first. So let's go ahead and make one of those. And then we can unequip the one that we have. And then the Xeno Basher. Can we please craft Thank you. And there we go. So let's go ahead and get that equipped. And look at that. Is that a bottle opener? What is that? But that is pretty cool. So let's go find something. Let's go kill something. So I think we should have somebody over here somewhere. Go ahead and grab some nuts while we're going by. Why not? So there should be somebody over here. Hello? Anyone? No one? Oh, go figure. About the time that you want somebody to fight, there isn't anybody to fight. There's somebody. So, yeah, that quick we can kill them now. So that is pretty nifty. Whoop. How dare you? So, yeah, that is great. I love it. Well, I might have to go around and collect a little bit more of the alien remains. We've got a lot of spitters and a lot of hogs around here. Of course, since update 6, they do respawn. They may have respawned before, I don't know. But they won't respawn next to buildings, but they will respawn just naturally. So, yeah, I can go around and collect some of that stuff. Of course, the remains will allow us to make some other items that will really give us a lot, and I mean a lot, of coupons. So, yeah, I think I'm probably going to do that between episodes because I am out of time for this one. So, I am going to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about the spaghetti mess that I have right now, ways that I could improve it, building styles that I may be able to look into, anything like that, I would really appreciate that, and you can leave that down in the comments, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.